I'm speaking to Maxime Giroux. You're in Toronto with your fourth feature film. Mm-hmm. This follows Felix Imira. I was reading a review for your film today, and I saw that your film made close to $500,000 in the U.S.
Yeah.
Ticket sales, and that's remarkable. I had no idea that it had that kind of post-festival life. You must be extremely pleased with.
Yeah, I think it almost $500,000. We said 4, but
yeah.
5, nearly 5, and in France too. Also, it did great. Felix Imira did great, and also because there was the subject, you know, is appealing. Is it a good word?
Appealing, and it's thorny and it's taboo a little bit.
Yeah, but for a crowd also, you know, for
specific crowds. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So I guess that it's a niche film in a way, you know, Felix Imira, you know. So they knew about it, and they released the film where it was supposed to be released.
Yeah,
you know,
they
did a great job.
They did. We could first discuss the title,
yeah.
Because in Quebec it relates to a very specific period in our political landscape or history. So I was wondering if there's if you sort of like lean towards that idea.
Yeah. Well, in French, the movie is called La Grande Noirceur. And yes, in Quebec, it's the Duplessis. Well, Duplessis was the prime minister of Quebec at that time, and everything was like kind of the society was really like oppressed. Yeah. And we choose that name because we feel that in a different way. Not only Quebec society, but the Quebec society is oppressed by something else that now is called capitalism.
Uh-huh.
It seems easy to say, but it's true, you know. And more Quebec is starting to be like everywhere else in the world. They want to play the game, you know. They want to be part of it, you know. And it's normal. Everyone wants to be part of it. I mean, even me as a filmmaker, you know, I know that if one day I don't do film in English, I won't do film anymore, because I don't know if Claire Denis' movie is in English.
It's all in English.
You see?
Yeah.
Like even like the great author from France and everywhere else in the world, Greece, they start to do film in English, because right now, what is talking? It's the English culture.
Uh-huh.
You know, and so in a way we come back in Quebec in something in that era where we didn't have the power on anything, you know, and it's not the fault of anyone. It's not the fault of English people for sure. The capitalism is based on the Anglo-Saxon culture. If you don't talk in English, you won't make it in that world.
Uh-huh.
In 2018.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
So we did link like that, you know, and if you refer to the rest of the world, not only Quebec, I mean, it's not. The days are a little bit dark. I think, you know, it's a bit it's a mess, you know, right now with everything that's happening, you know, intolerance, Trump, name it, you know, we all know it. The environment also, you know, what's happening to the planet. So La Grande Noirceur, the Great Darkened Days, that's the reason why we call it that. It was tough to find the title, just to be, because it's always tough to have something with dark in the title, because people don't want to go see the movie when when you have a title like that. We finally go with that. We did it. So, this film is my most personal film in a way. I know it seems strange because it's such a weird movie and not a cold movie, but it's super personal, because I really in a way that the character, it's me, you know, struggle between should I go there, you know, do my Charlie Chaplin, you know, and pretend that everything is right and everything, or should I just like let it go, you know? Same with I do a lot of TV commercial, like you know, and I did some music video, and and I'm part of this, capitalist system. And at the beginning of the pyramid, I do the marketing for selling the product, and I struggle with that, like you struggle with that, and I feel that I'm trying to, my only goal is to do film that are honest and humble and I don't want any problem, but at one point, I feel that it's really difficult in 2018. You really have to fight, and you really have to forget a little bit what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you have to play the game.
Yeah.
And do I really want to play the game? Do I really want to make them laugh?
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Do I really want to, or I just want to go home?
There's that strange paradox and duality, and I noted that in the character. Martin Dubreuil, who I absolutely adore this actor. I think he's perhaps the best that's in Quebec.
He's incredible in the movie. He suffers so much.
But that's you literally break him into submission. But what I found interesting about the Charlie Chaplin persona is I was thinking of two specific films. I'm thinking of Gold Rush and The Great Dictator, and it's sort of like
for this film. I mean, The Great Dictator was there's two scenes that I not copy, but was influenced by The Great Dictator. Well, first the speech. At the beginning of the movie, the speech is from The Great Dictator, same words, and we got the Chaplin family gave us the right to do it, to use it. That speech was made like almost 80 years ago, like 78 years ago. And he's talking about tolerance, and he's talking about capitalism, and he's talking about the violence of it. And almost 80 years ago, we still struggle with those things.
Yeah.
And like
Naomi Klein just wrote an article about it, I think last week, about how capitalism is the reason why we're in the spot that we're in, which is...
Yeah, and there's nothing we can do. It's a system, and there's nothing we can do. We just go in the mud,
Yeah.
We're just going to... And the other scene that came from there's two other scenes that came from Great Dictator, the mud scene.
Yeah.
But it's in a different way. In the Great Dictator is in the airplane, and then you go in the mud. There's like same frame, And the other scene is when he's dancing,
pirouetting around the
it's like with the traveling, and it's like really inspired like this. So there's three scenes.
I think this might be Sarah's best work. To be honest, I was looking at her filmography, including all the work she did with you. But
Stanley Cut is great. But this one is like wow. Yeah.
It's what I appreciate is how she appropriates the space. You make a really interesting musical song choice, and a film like this, you're navigating without a map. You're following this character, and you're not really sure where you're headed, but you're not really sure what the setting is. You don't know where you're at. I was wondering how important that was in establishing your the criteria for the not only the backdrop but the setting. Like why was it not? We get a sense that it might be era specific, but then the introduction of that song sort of like plays with that, and you have the docu footage, but then it's appropriated in a very technologically advanced way how he sees the horrors. So I was wondering why you made a choice to sort of like destabilize your viewer.
I didn't want to make an era film.
Yeah, period film.
Film. I didn't want to make that because first I had no money to do it.
Yeah.
And because it's a really small budget, but mainly because I wanted people to understand that it does that thing, like the violence, that system that is working on us,
Yeah.
It's there from decades now. It's now, it's 10 years ago, it's 20 years ago, it's 40 years ago, 80 years ago. and it started in America in with the gold rush. Not only that, but and that's why we went to those village where at one point in the 1920, 30, it was like the golden age of those cities. Like they were like money, like a lot of money. Even where we shot in Beaulieu, where I think it's Edison went there to do his stuff, you know, because there was so much money, you know.
Yeah.
So those cities were like magnificent, and the system took everything, and then they left.
It evaporated and left with it. What's there now?
Yeah. And I wanted to shoot some part of America, and I didn't want to change anything. I didn't change anything. I just put my camera.
Yeah.
And it looked like science fiction in a way.
Yeah.
But it's all real. All those places exist for real. You know, and it's just a witness of not a of a time, but also it says that it's possible that our city could disappear, and because that system is there to take everything and just go. You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't care. About you know, it doesn't care. You know. So it was really important for me not to believe that we were in a specific time. You know. And it's not I don't think it's a normal fiction film. You know, the narration is not like so clear. We were a little bit talking about I don't know in English, but a filmatized thesis film.
Yeah, thesis film.
Even if it's not that, but it's more that. You know, it's more like a constat. It's more like here's what we think about the world right now. There's a little story, but it's more like the big portrait of it that you should feel, and that's it, you know.
How does it get fleshed out in the screenplay? Because I imagine there's extensive research not only for that location, but to get a sense of what that era represents today. Like, did you go about it from almost in an academia mode when you're writing the
academia? What do you mean?
In the sense that are you embedding the screenplay with not character motivations or plot devices, but are you looking more at the aspects?
I think that the main writer for the dialogue and stuff like that is and it was his idea at the beginning. It's Simon Beaulieu.
Yeah.
And he is really interested about all those stuff. You know, he's more a poet and a philosopher than he's also a filmmaker. But you know, he's really so he came with all those background of years and years of thinking about those subjects. And I have to be honest that it was less my subject before I started to do the movie.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was doing a lot of travel in the States, and and I decided to come back with those what I got in the States, and I went to him and I said, well, maybe we can do that. You know, is the picture of that, you know? And we wanted to do it fast because, like I said, our goal was not to make a story, you know, to touch the people.
Yeah.
We were just like, let's do that fucking movie fast because this fucking world is a mess, and we want to be the witness of that moment, you know. Want to film that humbly, you know, for us, you know, that ressemble au monde dans lequel on look like the world we live.
It's a collection of sadomasochists. Even the cigarette peddler at the end who's selling this idea of hope. Everybody wants a piece.
Hope.
Yeah.
In a way. Yeah. Hope in a way. And he's selling in a different way. You know? He's like, okay, it's not gonna happen with violence, so let's sell it.
Let's sell him candy.
Yeah, like let's do marketing with him. You know, it's easier for the human. You know, people don't like to be like.
It's the precursor to the Nigerian email scam. Let's say. Rather big international players on your film.
I think it was important to have. First, good actor is always important, but actor that can go big in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, because some bad actor cannot go big. It's always like doesn't look good. You know, but those actors like Sara, Romain, Duris, Reda, Kateb, or Cody, Fern, you know, they can play big like almost cliche caricatural character.
Yeah.
But it's working, and it was super important for me. I wanted to do a film that was grotesque and bold like America, like capitalist. I wanted to do like, it's not subtle.
Yeah.
It's really not subtle. Like Felix and Reda was subtle because the community is subtle. They want to disappear. That one is the opposite. You know, that system is so like grotesque and crazy. I wanted to do a movie like that. You know, that's look like this. You know, and those actors can do it. You know, and they can play those cliches. You know, they can do it. Like Sara, you know, it's big. You know, she's in this basement with his scarf. I don't know. You know, and it's kind of impossible. You know, but they are so good that I think we are with them. You know, so no, I was really lucky to have the chance to work with them. You know, I think that. Well, first Metafilm because they did great job, you know, and with Xavier for sure. You know, they have a reputation, so we had the chance to have Soko and Reda Kateb, then Romain, Duris, Felix and Neva, and Sara Gadon. We wanted to work together for years now, so and it was. She had time, so she came to shoot, you know, and it was a little bit like that, you know. We were like, hey, we're shooting a film. You want to come in 3 weeks? Yeah, I have time. Let's go. Let's shoot. You know, it was like in a way a student film. You know, like hey, we call the people. You want to come do a movie? Yes. Okay. Are you free tomorrow? Yes. All right. Come.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was really fun to do. It was like honestly, movies should be done like that. You know, we did that movie in like the opposite of what right now the cinema industry is doing. Like, no problem with anyone. You know, just a bunch of friends doing a movie in the desert.
It's funny because the one actor that you didn't mention and who adheres to that specifically is Buddy.
Yeah,
right? This guy came out from nowhere. He came from the streets.
Yeah,
and he's in these big films.
Yeah, and he arrived in Las Vegas at the airport, and he came and okay, let's shoot, you know, and it was so fun to do a movie like that, and not like oh man, it's so big, millions of dollars, you know, we have this RV. You know, it's so fun.
Crazy crash.
Then the next movie will be different.
Yeah, of course.
I'll come back.